Hello, my beautiful people. How are you guys? I hope you guys are good. Hope you're having an awesome day. Okay, so there's a little bit that I want to go over in this video, so I won't waste my or your time, and we will just get right into it. Do me a favor, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up for me, and sub to the channel if you have not already done so. Thank you. Okay, so I want to talk about Jared's interview that he had with Zav. Okay, now this was way back when. And I will read you, I wrote down things that he had said throughout this interview, and I just want to talk about those real quick. A lot more that we have cut out of the video. If certain things do happen, there are 2 other videos that will release if certain things take place. It's going to be a whole, no one even knew this footage existed from the tow truck driver. Raw video of him and his girlfriend, who is a nurse. They're credible stand-up people. Boca was her last known location. We did make immediate phone call to the detectives to verify his story. Entire interview. You're going to be blown away with that one, as well as the full interaction with Dad and Grandpa. We hope it's not true. So obviously, they have a lot more footage that was not released to the public for whatever reason. They didn't release it. And they disbanded. So it kind of makes you wonder what happened to the rest of that footage. And, what else happened with Dad and Grandpa for him to say, we hope it's not true. Then he goes on to say, yes, she was in the back of the car. Dash cam footage was locked up by his company. We do have his girlfriend on camera as well. See, we didn't see that. There's an entire other theory that would blow your mind if I even told you. If you think about the 2 people moving around the vehicle, there could be more to that story. We hope that it's not true, but if it is, then justice will be served appropriately. But we didn't see any of that footage. None of that footage was released that he is talking about. So where is the footage, and why not release it? Why? Well, they'll say because they didn't want to go against the police. Or, I mean, he could be full of shit, but I doubt it. I just doubt it. I bet they have a lot more footage that was not released, okay? Now moving on to Lindsay talking about Kiely. Now she says this, and I quote, I am letting the police and the teens talk to one another. I am not a trained investigator. I am not someone who has any experience with finding missing children. It is not my position to talk to any of these people to figure out what happened. I'm leaving that to everyone I trust and I know has the capability and the determination to do so. Unquote. So not only does she say here, it's not my position to talk to any of these people to figure out what happened. It's not her position to talk to anybody involved to find out what happened to her child. And then she goes on to say, I'm leaving that to everyone I trust and I know has the capability and the determination to do so. So what is it? That she just lacked the determination to find her daughter? I mean, give me a fucking break. Okay. And now, this is Doug's, Zav's interview with Doug. We need to be able to work with LE all over. We have the experience of preserving any evidence and scene underwater, but that didn't happen in this case. CHP, FBI, sheriffs, they did what they thought was best, but they don't do this all of the time. This was done by individuals who have only done this a few times in their entire career. We were told to leave and were not consulted on how it should be done, talking about flipping of the vehicle. One of Nick's first cases, they say, okay? Seeing something like that. Yes, it was one of his first cases, but he was an Army veteran for 11 years. He was a sergeant. So I highly doubt that it was the first time that he saw a dead body, okay? They can come out and say accident, but no one is going to believe it. Ellie is playing it pretty close to the vest. I think their lack of response publicly explains it all. By not responding until November says it all. Why wait so long? Obviously, if they come forward with foul play, there comes a whole nother level of pressure publicly on them. They're not going to do that. They are giving themselves time. Dad was extremely frustrated and suspected foul play, but him and Grandpa were very grateful. No interaction with Mom. Now let me make this part very clear. At the time of coming into this case, the mom was heavily protected. She did not have access to social media. The sheriff's department that we were speaking to assured us that they were in communication with her. Our main points of contact were extended family and friends. Why was Mom so heavily protected? And why didn't she have access to any social media? It makes no sense. I can't answer that. Obviously, the keys weren't in it. Everything that... Oh, I'm sorry. So somebody asked about the keys being in the ignition. I can't answer that. Obviously, now this is what I wrote after. Keys weren't in it. Everything that they needed from Nick was obtained within hours. Heavily compromised their investigation. It's not just one thing, it's everything, every step of the way, starting with before we even got there. The energy/vibe that just can't be explained. Overwhelming to us what we were dealing with. We were confident in who he was addressing. Okay, that should tell you something right there. That even when they just got there, you could just feel the energy, the vibes, that it just wasn't right. Mom was very heavily protected during this. Why? Mom did not have enough determination to talk to anybody, to try to find out what happened. I mean, that's fucking mind-blowing, isn't it? If you really think about it. And then people want to wonder why I act the way I do towards that woman. Okay, now I want to show you something. So let me... Actually, before I do that, I want to play you this. Now, this was about the celebration of life that took place, okay? I made a video about it the very next morning after I had seen it, okay? I'm going to play that video because you cannot find the full video anymore. It was done by Sluggy Sleuth, I think, and it's gone. It's not on there. But I had wrote everything down after listening to people say what they had to say, okay? So I'm going to play this for you guys real quick. Actually, that doesn't matter, but okay. All right, everybody. So I watched Sluggish Sleuth did a live of Kiely's memorial yesterday. And there's just a few things that I want to say. Nothing about this seemed right to me. So I have to get ready to go to work, but I had to put this out. So I'm going to try to go over it real quick. They thank CHP Hable is their name, who started this memorial and talked for a while. I'm going to quote a few other things that she said. Thank you to all our truckie community who did the search for Kiely and to find Kiely. We felt that we could come to the table in a way that we could come to the table, whatever that means. Within 48 hours, we had a family base camp. Linda DeCuddy navigated media, Salt Lake City. Truckee thanked Truckee PD 3 times. They thanked CHP. They even thanked those that brought coffee, but no thanks to AWP for finding Kiely. Literally, they thanked every restaurant that fed all of them. Well, Kiely was missing, but no, not one mention of the people that found her. Listen, when you're at a memorial, this lady spent I'm going to say probably the first 20 minutes or so, it may be longer. It felt like forever. Spent all this time thanking people for the tables that they brought, thanking people, for the bringing the coffee, thanking the restaurants for feeding them, thanking people for bringing, every little thing. Listen, you're at a memorial for a young lady that died. You want to thank people, send them thank you cards. After. Like send them a thank you card. A memorial is supposed to be a place where you talk about the ones that you lost. You share stories and memories. That is not at all what this memorial was like. All the names that they mentioned, Kim Bradley, Nevada County Behavioral Health, to help with the teens. And then she says, let's give a round of applause for the teens. Our teens are amazing. Supporting one another, helping law enforcement, reaching out for statements. And these were her words, you're strong, you're our future, and you're amazing. We got your back. Let's see, one of the nights... Okay. Now, for anybody who is hard of hearing, or for anybody who has a problem with listening to words that are actually used, let me replay that little thing for you right there, okay? We got your back. Let's see, one of the nights when we were... You're amazing. We got your back. Yeah, that's what she said. Let's see, one of the nights when we were... Now I'm quoting the lady who was talking. One of the nights when we were hanging out at base camp, people played some guitars, especially for Mama. And I was like, okay, this is cool. We were listening to music. It was beautiful. And then it changed when Kiely was found. Then it became about, how are we going to do this and celebrate our Truckee community? What? Once they found... So they were having a good old time singing and playing guitar and hanging out, listening to music. She says, and then it all changed. Once Kiely was found, then it became about, how are we going to do this and celebrate our Truckee community? Words that bring me here today are love, space, our journey. So she's already said during this, that these teens, they're our future. We have their backs. So clearly, certain people are being protected. Secondly, you just find out that this girl has been found and pulled out of the lake in her car. And your first thought is, how are we going to celebrate the Truckee community? Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, it is so completely clear that Kiely meant nothing to anybody in this place. of collectiveness and experiences that we all have shared, the support we give one another. She says there's an altar, a gift table up here. There are also Palo Santo sticks. It gets rid of evil spirits. Come down and do a cleansing because that's very important. She said they are so filled with gratitude to be a part of this community. And then a few girls go up and sing. Another friend went up and sang. Or no, a friend of a friend. I'm sorry. Not even somebody that was a friend. A friend of a friend. Huh. Let's see. All right. Then somebody reads a poem. Another girl sings. Another person sings. Okay, now she gets to the teens. She says, teens, amazing young adults. They're resilient. They're powerful. Together, supporting collective love. It is very important that we stand behind each other. And that's what they are doing. And then Mags went up and talked, and you could not hear a freaking word that she was saying. And then some guy and then some girl came up and talked, and then Sammy spoke. I could hear her voice. She way oversold it. She acted like she, gave a shit. The fifth girl who spoke truly got up there, started bawling, crying. I don't know who that was because it did not say her name. Let's see. All right. And then this lady wanted to thank Anna, Marika, Abby, Lindsay, Alana. These women that huddled together through this experience keep us from going in rabbit holes. And then two more people came up and sang. It's freaking starting to rain here. It is cold out here today. All right. Lindsay got up and spoke. I felt zero emotion when she was talking. Zero. She was talking about life's perfect balance. How this somehow this happening to Kiely somehow balanced things out. And she says, we are so grateful to have the opportunity to join together today with friends, family, and community. And then listen to this. This chick, this lady did about a 3-minute, she made a 3-minute speech before the memorial. She says, we will grieve in our own way. We will laugh, we will dance, or maybe we'll cry in a corner. And then she laughs. It's all okay. The teens, their strength, their togetherness. She said, you guys have an army behind you. We are behind you. The internet is making our teens suffer. And then she says, kindness. There is kindness in minding your own business. Let our children mourn their friend quietly and peacefully. Please know, we got this. Let her rest. What? First of all, not one mention about AWP who found her daughter. No thanks to them whatsoever. She did not thank them. But you can thank the people that brought you coffee and the restaurants that fed y'all while you were searching for Kiely. And the spokeslady, the family friend, made it sound like it was a big party there. Hanging out, listening to music, chilling. And then when they found Kiely, it all changed. And then, it was ridiculous. And then it was about how can we celebrate our community? No. This memorial, and I do believe that her parents are spiritual people. Like, you can tell that the family friend or whoever wrote that speech for her was, it was a spiritual speech, I feel like. Man, they almost made it sound like this had to happen. This had to happen to Kiely to keep the balance, to maintain the balance. And as many times as they thanked the community and they thanked the Truckee Police Department and the Nevada County Sheriffs, the Placer County Sheriffs, I just never seen a more screwed up memorial for a young lady in my entire life. I don't know what you guys thought.
Leave your comments down below. Like I said, I got to hurry up and I got to get this done, get to work. But I just wanted to put that out there. I mean, and what was up? And anybody tell me if you saw it. They had 2 banners on each side of this setup they had there.
Okay. So that's pretty much how the celebration, or like I said, community meeting about having each other's backs and about being the teens army than it was anything about Kiely. Okay, now moving on. Check this out. Okay. She was found on August 21st, 2022. She was cremated on the 25th, 4 days after being found in the middle of an investigation, and she was cremated. Now, on her death certificate, it says she was cremated at the Truckee Tahoe Mortuary and Crematory. Okay? Now, let me show you something, which is pretty freaking interesting. Now, they have all kinds of obituaries on here. Let me take you over there. All kinds of obituaries for people that they have serviced, for families that they have serviced. Okay? See all these? There's a lot of them. Now, none found. None found. And look, okay, that's date. Let's go by last name. Still, none found. Make it make sense, guys. She doesn't even have an obituary. Not in a paper, not on the website where she supposedly had this done. Why is that? Why is there no fucking obituary for this girl? Okay? Now, yeah, it's insane. Okay, now get out of that. Now, I got to pull up this picture real quick so I can show you something. Hold on. It's got to be a pain. Okay. Let me zoom in, make this bigger. Okay. Now let me share this screen with you guys. Now, this was done on August 8th. Kiely went missing August 6th. We're holding a vigil tonight for Kiely at the Truckee New Rec Center. This is an open space with no questions and no answers needed. It is a time for us all to come together with flowers and your thoughts and prayers, and to just come together. Everyone is worried and everyone is stressed. So this is a way for everyone to just come together. Please come out to support and give your grieving and love to the family. This will be at 8:30 p.m. tonight, August 8th. Please come show your support. They held a vigil for her 2 days after she was reported missing, okay? Now, let me show you this. This is pretty interesting. You Google, when do people hold vigils? A vigil service usually takes place the evening before a funeral, okay? Now, let me take you over here. The definition of a vigil is to keep awake or watch over, especially overnight, and often refers to watching over someone who is close to death or is deceased. There are two main types of vigils. The first one is a vigil for death and is held after someone has died. Another type of vigil is a vigil before death, which takes place when someone is ill or close to death. Think about it. You never, ever, ever see a vigil that is held. Like if somebody has been, I've seen vigils held for people who have been missing for over a year, and they haven't found them, and they'll hold a vigil just to keep their name and everything out in the public, so people know. The families will do that. Not 2 days after she is reported missing, when most of the time vigils are held after somebody is either gone, DEAD, or very close to DEATH, right? Either after they've died or as they're very close to death. Her family held a vigil 2 days after she was reported missing. If you take that with the way Lindsay's attitude was and how many times that she spoke in the past tense instead of the present tense when talking about her daughter, it makes you really wonder. Now, I'm not going to put words in your mouth or tell you how to think. Just think about it, okay? Now, I'm going to bring you back to this again. I am letting the police and the teens talk to one another. I am not a trained investigator. I am not someone who has any experience with finding missing children. It's not my position to talk to any of these people to figure out what happened. Have you ever heard a mother talk like that about their missing child? It is not my place. It is not my position to talk to any of these people to figure out what happened. I am leaving that to everyone I trust and I know has the capability and the determination to do so. It's fucking sickening. Okay? It is sickening. All right. Well, I think I'm going to end this one here. I do have a little bit more that I want to go over, but I will be doing that tomorrow morning in an upload. So let me hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. I love you guys. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay safe. Keep asking those hard questions and keep spreading that light. I will see you guys next time.